Tyler Brown for GuitarLessons365.com. Got a classic today. We'll learn how to do When I Look Into Your Eyes by Firehouse. You know, this is gonna be my first Firehouse lesson. I've never done one. Very familiar with them. They're kind of based out of my home state, and I generally get quite a few requests from them. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a shot because they got some nice songs. They got a really good guitar player. So we're gonna jump into it. We're gonna learn how to do When I Look Into Your Eyes. Now I am tuned down a half step, so make sure you get that. I'll put the notes in the description as well. But that's gonna be an E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, E flat. Good old stuff. All right, so let's get into the track. Now obviously it starts with an acoustic, but I hate switching guitars in lessons. It's such a whole new camera setup. It's just a joke. So we're just gonna play it on a clean setting, so just bear with me. It seems to be a little bit of time. So we're gonna start here with this. Just kind of matching what the piano or the keyboard is doing. So we're gonna start here, just kind of based around a G chord. You know, play the third fret on the low E string. And from there, you're gonna pick the open G, open D, and then back down to the third fret on the low E string. So we have this. Then you're gonna do the same thing again, just gonna add, now it's gonna be the second fret. We have a little moving melody on top. We're gonna have the second fret there on the G. So that's gonna pick the second fret on the G string, open D, and then the third fret on the low E string. So we have this. All right, from there, you're gonna pick up that note on the G string, and you're gonna go to the first fret there on the B. So the picking pattern is gonna change a little bit now. We had that first fret on the B, you're gonna pick that note, and then the open G, then down to that G on the low E string. So we have this. So we have this. So after you do this, just pick the open D string by itself. Then you're gonna pick the open D, kind of as you're waiting. Then you just kind of start over the same way we did before. So now, when we get to that open B, instead of just hitting the D there, open D string, we do this little lick in there. So that's the open G, then the second fret on the G, then the fourth fret on the B string. Sorry, what am I saying? Fourth fret on the B, open B string. Sorry, losing my mind here. Then we kind of start everything over again. Except that, so when on the second repeat, you're gonna just stop on that first fret on the B string. They just hold that, and that leads you to the verse. I see forever. So we're gonna start with just a regular G chord. And then from there, we're gonna go to a B minor 7 chord. So that'll be a bar across 5 strings. So all the way across to across the A string at the second fret. In front of that, you're gonna play the third fret there on the B and the fourth fret on the D string. And then to a C major. Obviously, this verse is played on keyboards or whatever. But we're just kind of doing it on guitar too. And then you can do this little moving bass line. Just a little passing tone, really, just second fret there on the A, down to an A minor 7 chord. So that's an open A string, second fret there on the D, open G, and the first fret there on the B. From there, you're gonna make it a D chord, but so you gotta mute that A string that you just played, so you want the open D string to be the root, the bass note of the chord. So you have the open D, open G, and then that's still that first fret on the B. So we have this. It's a little bit tricky because it's, you know, it's really just a kind of a keyboard thing. And it's keeping that open G string ringing. And then we're gonna make it a G sus4 chord by just adding that third fret in the low E. So play that third fret in the low E again. You're muting the A string. So mute that A. Then you open D, open G, and then the first fret there on the B. And then resolve that down to make it a regular G major by just picking up that index finger, so open B. So all together. I'll just kind of repeat that. So now we have another little passing tone in the bass that sets us up for the pre-chorus. So the very end of the verse, you're gonna go down to the second fret there on the low E string. And then that takes us to the pre-chorus, which is this. This is when you actually hear guitar come back in. It's an acoustic guitar. It looks like this. So that's first one's based around an E minor chord. So you can just hold an E minor, but hit the low E string and then the high E string, and the B and G. Sounds, it's nothing else matters, man. Come on. All right. Now the similarities end after this. So then we go to the C major chord, and same picking pattern except the first note is going to be on the A string. Then play the G chord. First note there is going to be on the low E string, obviously. So that's where the root note is. And then pick across the top 3 strings again. And then we're going to do the same treatment to a D chord. So D string is in the root here. Open D, and then pick across the high E, B, and the G. So all together. It's the only time they play this in the song. Now here's where the distortion kicks in. The last 2 chords after you've done those arpeggiated figures, switch to some distortion. Way too much distortion for me at least. Never too much distortion. And then you're gonna play a C chord, and I kind of like doing the C chord. I've seen them do this live too. So you play the C major chord, but put a G in the bass. To a D major chord with open A string in the bass. This thickens everything up. Kind of leading us into the chorus. And then we get to the chorus. Looks like this. Yeah, rock it up. Doesn't play that part on distortion, by the way. So anyway, it's just G major to that B minor 7 again to that C. Then we do those same 3 chords again. But now, go all the way up to a D. So it goes G, B minor 7, C, then G, B minor 7, C, D, and then repeat. Okay, now on the repeat here, we start with the same first 3 chords. And it kind of just, you hear it go from that C to the 3rd fret on the A, 2nd fret on the A. And you just go to the open A string or the A power chord, and then we go 0, 2, 3 on the A, vibrato, up to 5. And then it basically goes back to the acoustic part real quick. It's a slight variation when it goes back to the acoustic part. So it's exact same as the intro. There's just, instead of stopping on that first fret there on the that C note there, instead of stopping there, it keeps picking through. So you continue doing the full picking pattern like you did before, and then when you just get to that open B, you let that ring. So it's just a couple notes added at the very end of it, but other than that, it's the same as the intro. So from there, we go back to the verse again. Now this verse is a little shorter, a little bit different. So we have the same chords. But the second time through them, when you get down to the A minor 7, it goes right from there to a D major chord, straight into the chorus. So it's just, they just kind of cut that verse off real quick at the end. So the second time through, as soon as you get that A minor 7, straight to a D major chord, and then back to the same chorus that we just did a second ago. Now, coming out of that second chorus, we have the solo. Really fun solo to play too. But underneath the solo, we have a different chord progression. So I'll play that for you first. So chord progression looks like this. So it's just an A power chord to a C sharp power chord here at the 4th fret on the A string. Then it goes to a D major chord. But once again, put the A in the bass. Open A string in the bass. That solo starts. So from there, there's a C sharp to the D, to the E. So a little bit different second time through, just like we did in the chorus. Repeat. When you get to that D chord the second time, let me say third time through it, hit that D string, 4th fret on the A, to the B power chord, to E major. So it's basically basically it's like pretty much the chorus, but just a whole step up. And then after the solo, we do this same progression again as the outro chorus, another whole step up. So it goes up to B, and I won't be trying to sing that one. So anyway, so just that's the progression underneath the solo. Now let me play the solo. That's the fun part. So this is Bill Leverty's solo. So let me play through it, and I'll show you how to play it note for note. All right, so the first phrase looks like this. I'll kind of stop there. Now, I will preface this. There are more recent videos of them playing this song, and he plays it up in a higher position. I don't feel like he's doing that on the original recording. First of all, you can see the original video, and he's not. He's playing it down here. But you're going to see it way up here on the B string in more recent videos. So I'm going to be playing it where I think he originally played it. And also, I'll also mention you're going to see them, especially for the outro chorus, if you see some live videos. He won't be playing it like I do because they're playing in a completely different key than is on the recording. Probably because it's impossible to sing. So they probably helped the singer out a little bit. So anyway, I believe the way I'm playing this solo is the way it was originally recorded, in the same positions he used back then. Why he changed it and just played the same notes but moved it up, I don't know, but it requires 24 frets anyway, and most people don't have those guitars, so we're not going to do it like that. So let me start here. So I'm going to start with a hammer on from 14 to 16 on the G. Then pull off 15 to 14 on the B. Then play 15, slide up to 17, so it is. Then back to the pull off between 15 and 14. Then slide back to 17. And then go back to 15 and 14, pull off again. And then back to 15. So it's a really nice melody. So as soon as you get the melody down, it's kind of easy to play easier to play the lick. And also, you're gonna want to add some vibrato to it. All right, so from here, you're gonna do this. So that's gonna play the 14th fret there on the B string, slide up to 15, and then play 17 on the high E string. So you basically do that lick 3 times. And then you kind of do the same lick again, but you're gonna play the 15th fret, slide up to 17, and play 19 on the high E string. So it's another 3-note lick. And you're gonna do that one twice. So we have this. Then into a whole step bend, milk it, release, and then bend again, and then resolve down to the 17th fret on the high E string, and then that bend again, release, resolve to the 17th fret there on the D. So all together we have this so far. All right, now from there, now we have to go up high. So that's going to slide into the 22nd fret on the high E string. Then over to the 19th fret on the high E, 21, 22. So I slide into 22 on the B, then play 19, 21 on the high E string, and then into a whole step bend at the 22nd fret. Then release that bend, pull off to 21, and then go back to 22. All right, now we start kind of the fast run. Before he does it, he does this. He goes back down to 19 real quick, and up into a 20th fret bend again. So there's an extra one in there. From right here. So you do that 19 real quick. 21 real quick. Then up to a whole step bend, and then just pick 22, 21, 19. And then play 22, 19, 22, 21, 19, 17. Now, when it gets to this point, he has a kind of a quick descending lick. This is where it really ramps up. And I recommend you starting from here, this next lick, this fast lick. That one. Just kind of quick. And it goes across strings. So my recommendation here to get this lick up to speed, start it with an upstroke. All right? It's going to help the picking out. So trust me, just trust me on this. So anyway, we're gonna play 21. It's like kind of a 3-note descending lick. So first of all, let me show you the notes that we're gonna be playing. We have just 21, 19, 17 on the high E and the B. So all you have to do now is you're gonna play 3 notes down from each one of those first 4 notes. So what does that mean? We're going to play 3 notes down the scale from this top note. So I already showed you the notes on each string, so just play 3 notes down from that top note, that 21st fret. Then we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to do 3 notes down from the next note down on the string. So that would be the 19th fret there. And then go back up to the 3rd note. On that string, which is back up here to the 17th fret on the high E, and go 3 notes down from that. And now the 4th note is going to be the first one there on the B string. First one, the highest one on the B. And you go 3 notes down from that. So we're just kind of going the next note down in the scale and playing 3 notes down from it. And you're going to end it on that 19th fret on the high string, that B. You can do I think there's like another guitar that goes that. It's like an overdub, but he grabs that when he's actually playing it. So starting that with an upstroke, keeps you from doing inside the string picking. So a little tip from your Uncle Carl is what you want to do. All right, so where are we at now? All right, so we got through the solo, and now we're at the end of the tune, and we are at basically the outro chorus, which is kind of a long chorus, and they've modulated up to B now. So we're just kind of, it's a little bit different ending to it too. We just had this. right, so it's just a little bit extended and it's in a different key. So the 7th fret down off the low E, that power chord. And then off the 6th fret power chord off the A string, up to the 7th fret. And then kind of repeat those chords, and once again, we're just now a step up. We keep raising this chorus progression up a whole step. So we started in G, then we moved it up to A for the solo, and then the outro chorus up to B. So it's the same progression under, beyond that. So now we go to that same 3 chords, but go all the way up to the F sharp at the 9th fret. Now you're going to repeat this a little bit longer because this chorus is longer. So 3 chords first and then 4 chords. Now when they finally end it, it starts with the first 3 chords. Hit that chord, down to the 6th fret on the A string. You go to a C sharp, power chord or minor chord if you want. And then 4, 6, 7 on the A, up to 9, slide down to 2. It has that little piano figure, this time in B, which is not very playable on guitar, so I'm not going to do it like we did in the intro. And then hold that, and then at the very end of the song, he adds a couple more chords, and you can do this on acoustic. It just goes at E to the F sharp, and then you're gonna do this B sus. This is on piano, so you can choose to do it or not. It's a B sus 4. You can do it down here, but we have. So it's just that regular B major bar chord at the 7th fret, but we're gonna have the 9th fret there on the G, 9th on the D, 9th on the A. That first, and just resolve it down to a regular standard major bar chord shape. So that's going to be the 8th fret now on the G. All right, that is about it for my first Firehouse song. If you guys want me to do more Firehouse, let me know. I'll crank them out if people watch them. It'll be fun. It's a fun band to do. It's got so they got some cool songs, and they got a great guitar player, so some really fun solos to play. So I'd be happy to do them. All right, let me know. I'll see you guys again soon for guitarlessons365.com.